Hello, this is Grinstar, and I'm back with the reMidi 4. I'm going to probably talk about some things I didn't talk about in the last video, as well as probably do some use cases or some why would you need this for type of things that I kind of skimmed over in the first video. So this is more of, almost more of the same, but not quite. One of the things I'm looking at is the settings page. And in the settings page, it's got a whole lot of things on here that you can mess with. One of the things I did not notice originally when I was going through this stuff was the themes. You can set this to look like a lot of different things. You want a green? No problem. You want it black on red? No problem. Or red on black? No problem. You want red? No problem. Wine and roses? Not a problem. How about some winter calm? This one's kind of cool. You can also increase and decrease the text sizes. So that's also one of the really good things of changes in this version. Next, I'm going to talk about why would you use this product? Well, realistically, if you don't have Bitwig, if you have DAWs like Reaper, or something that doesn't have a quick launch, like unlike Ableton, I think Reason has blocks. Mostly Bitwig and Ableton have these things where you can. Of course, I had to do it on the audio one. Have these things called quick launches, and you can set up a sequencer or whatever that to go on here and launch it, or just play it and they'll play only that sequence. But in the cases of like Reaper and other DAWs, that doesn't exist. You just have the timeline. So if you want a sequencer that you can play by a key or just play with some MIDI notes, it's available. So with reMidi, in here, we can set it up. We can set it up to the key press. So like a key 0, a C sharp, a D -2, and these are all negatives, like I said initially at the start, is basically what you need to play on the keys. So in my sequencer, I can go into here, on there, in this reMidi 4, and actually press the keys that I need to. Let's start with C0, and let's increase it to here. So let's go to a quarter of a bar, quarter note. And we're going to play this pattern right here. And when I press the play, what it should play is, let me get it down to the C0s. Or what did I do? I already forgot. Yep, C0s. So basically, starting from here on out, it's going to play those and things. So when I press on it, it presses C0, D0, E0, and F0 on there and triggers those keys. And these keys can actually play anything you want. You notice I don't have anything there. So what I can do is I can click on this and I can start filling out the piano roll to what I want the sequence to be. Give me a second. I need to set up a sound because while this does have sounds, it's just a simple sine. I don't have anything after this, so it's just doing a default sound. Originally, I think yesterday I said that it didn't have one, so I put the piano in there. It has a sine wave. It's not appealing. So for this clip, well, actually, let me get back and let me go with a Bitwig, like the polymer or something like that. Okay, so this is set at 1/4 beat. So technically, at every 1/4 beat, it's going to play an E3 and a D3 for the assigned clip. So which means that if let's look at C0 actually. There's nothing here because I pressed another pad. So let's program something. Let's say for So I put in a sequence of a D3 and a B2. So now when I play it, right, and then I go back to the pad, I go. And now when I go back to my application, or I mean the DAW and play it, it only plays the one because it's only set up to play it. So let me move this out a little bit. It's passing through the MIDI, so let's block it for right now. And let's put like a filter or something. Or we could put a channel filter, that would be even better. So what we want to do is block out any MIDI from going to Polymer, because I don't want to hear the notes being played. So we're not getting anything past this channel filter, so we're not hearing anything. The problem being is that reMIDI is also playing it, huh? Okay, so no, it is blocking the notes like I would think it would be. Okay. So in this right now, I have it set to play the C0. You hear there's no other notes being played, so only on the C0 pad are you hearing something, and it's the two notes that we set up in the reMIDI application, or the tool, and we're having it here. Notice that I haven't done anything else with MIDI or any MIDI files that it's in here. I just have I'm just using this note roll by itself, which means that you can use it as a sequencer above all else. Take out anything about sampling and doing MIDI or type of stuff like that. It's at base heart a really easy to use sequencer. Yeah, I say easy to use somewhat. I mean, mostly it's okay. And then that's where these tools come in, is to help you with other parts. And using it, well, you got to get used to this one. So you notice how it's looping. You can turn off looping through here. You can, I don't know exactly what the numerator and denominator are useful for, but the choke means that if you're playing one and you put it in choke group, anything that's within I think the same choke group or a different choke group, it'll stop playing. So choke is usually meant to turn off notes. So if it's playing and you immediately switch over to another pad, it should stop playing. That's what your choke is for. So there's other things in here like a strum tool. So let's say that we have like a chord in here, and you highlight the chords and you say, I want to increase the time, and then it turns into a strum. And this is kind of like every trick of every other DAW and everything else like that, like Scalar 2 and other stuff. They have strums and stuff like that. There's also humanized tools in there, so you can vary the variations. And notice that it's only messing with the ones that I highlighted. It's not messing with this one. That keeps it so that it only attracts the one, or it only messes with or modifies the ones with the notes that you select and not everything. And that could be really helpful if you're looking for it. There are melody things to help you with it if you need to devise it. If say that you have a really long note, like really long, and this would be like 2 bars long, well, half a beat according to this, you can slice it. So it slices, and you can turn the long notes into shorter notes based upon that setting. And now I created some catastrophe, so let's do everything. One of the few things I don't like about this is usually in most... Never mind. That double click could sometimes be a little persnickety. Alright, so we got that clipped, and so we want to do a D0 because we're using D0 also. We go back up. Alright, so we now have two pads that we've programmed. So we can go back to our thing, and we know that this one's D0, or this one's the first pad, and let's look at D0 now, which should be this note. So that's D0, and you heard it, right? And to illustrate the point again, these notes are not coming through into the polymer or to the external device or the end device there. It's only being played through the synthesizer or to the sequencer with these two notes that I'm playing. So this helps you with, if you have an actual external MIDI device, you can press on those keys and actually play the sequences that you need to. So if you need to do like say some chords, you want to program some chords, you're not really good, or you don't play them really well on the keyboard, you can set it up so that these can actually play the chords for you. And then let's say on this one we want the high one to go D0 and this one to C0. That's an interesting sort of issue there. I'm curious why it does that. It might be a timing thing with Bitwig, and it might be an issue with reMIDI, but that's kind of cool to know in case in the future that it does not like looping. As you're playing this in the external, it might not be that big of an issue, to be brutally honest. It seems to be like something that between the DAW and the sequencer part, especially when it comes to looping. Thankfully, it shows the note is a C3 and the velocity is 100. So there's a velocity tool in here, or there should be a humanized tool. That's the timing. There's the velocity variation. So basically, I can go in here and I can mess around, and it will vary the notes, which is kind of cool for making stuff seem a little different. Especially like if you're trying to mimic a guitar and you want the notes to not hit the exact same each and every time, or if you're trying to play a melody and you don't want it to hit exactly each time, you kind of want a little variance in there, and this little tool will help you into the fact that it's going to hit that note a little different, and there's velocity sensitive instruments that will help. Normally they turn down the volume of those notes. The tools in here to kind of make it move around and try to get a little bit of difference in there, and to try to take something that you probably already have and move them to different places for what you thought you might not want to done yourself, and so therefore maybe get a little bit of inspiration into creating something else out of it, because basically it's done something that you may or may not have wanted to do, and therefore giving you an easier or a different way of looking at it. So there's those kind of those. That's the reason for those kind of tools, right? You want to mess with it a little bit, and there's a lot of a lot of different variances for the timing and stuff like that. So let's say that I wanted to do some Beethoven. There is an awful lot of Bach. And as you notice, I could move the thing, and then when I move it into the pad for like E0, that entire section will go. And then now you can take those same tools and mess with it. Actually, the last thing I want to do to wrap this up is I want to talk about exporting the MIDI. Say that you like the clips and you kind of wanted to put it outside this and you wanted to actually do something. There's these export clips over here, and you can do separate clips or join clips. Let's do separated. If you drag and drop this, all of a sudden that actually goes into your DAW. Pretty cool stuff. And so you have the MIDI. These are each of the clips that we've set up so far. This allows you to take your work that you've been spending probably a couple minutes to an hour maybe trying to get some inspiration and bring it right back into the DAW and work with it the way that you wanted to, so that we could take these and that they're normal MIDI, and there's the one that we took and actually put it into the DAW. I'm actually curious. I don't think I've tried it yet of trying to import it in from the DAW. I think you have to export it and then go through the file viewer, I think. Yeah, I don't think it works that way. Would have been cool. Any rate, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think about the new volume that I got with my voice. I'm trying not to scream or yell or be loud intentionally. I get that comment over and over again sometimes that are not used to my videos, and I'm trying to be better if I can. I think it's really hard because I'm a loud, excitable guy, and my normal voice is not usually quiet. So either way, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later.